Hello, hello, hello. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So today we are back with a new video, and the topic of the day is life after graduation and the notorious post-grad depression. And I know many of you might not believe that post-grad depression is real. When you're in college, you know, it feels like, okay, I'm just trying to get my degree. I need to get out of here, get back to my city so I can start making big moves and all this stuff. But I'm just gonna kind of tell you a little bit of my story. And I hope that this will kind of, help somebody and make them view life after graduation, post-grad depression, and kind of prepare yourself for that if it is something that you do have to deal with. So let me start off by saying that I went to Illinois State University. I graduated just this December in 2018 with my degree in public relations. I started off as a broadcast journalism major, and it was, cool or whatever, but I guess my issue with that is that I'm not really a news kind of person. I enjoy speaking on camera, and that's kind of where this passion has developed from. But I kind of knew, like, after working in my time with TV10 and doing that kind of on-camera work, that I wasn't gonna really vibe with the whole aspect of being on the news. Like, I could barely get up to get to my sessions at ISU when I was working at TV10. I literally was just like, bro, like, if I can't do this now, it's no way I'm gonna be able to do it when I graduate. Literally right before my senior year, so I was in school for 4.5 years, but right before my 4th year in school, I switched my major to public relations because I always was debating between the two, like broadcast journalism or PR. So I still didn't necessarily have a passion for public relations, but I felt like it just might be a better field for me to get my degree in, since I was so unsure about broadcast journalism. And that's really kind of like a narrow field. Like, if you major in broadcast journalism, it's like, okay, news is next. So I really wanted to major in something that was a little more versatile, so that once I graduate, I could have a bit more options. And then I also still have my background in broadcast journalism as well. So by the grace of God, some way, somehow, I got out of ISU. They ran me my degree. Don't ask me how I did it. We just made it happen, honestly.
By made it happen, I mean that I just finessed my way through 4.5 years of school.
So fast forward to the present today. I am back at home. I live with my Nana, and I am job hunting, like literally job hunting. And it's so crazy because I actually had, right before I graduated, I had a company call me, and I had an interview set up with them like pretty soon after I made it back to Chicago. And I'm not gonna disclose the information disclose the name of this company, but basically in PR, it's kind of difficult because they have a lot of organizations that will claim to be branding and public relations organizations, but really it's sales. And so, like, I had a couple of my friends warn me about this, but because it was such a whirlwind, and it was like, okay, like, graduation, come back home, graduation party, celebrate with family, and then it was interview. So I had no time to think about this. I was just going through the motions. I was like, all right, we're gonna go to this interview. Like, I just graduated. I want to get a job. I don't want to be sitting at home. So I went to the interview, went through the whole interview process, ended up getting the job. And once I got the job, I realized that the job was not necessarily what I thought it was. And I was 2 days in. The job was literally like an hour away from home, pretty much. And they were having me drive up there to be there for an hour to come back home. And then they sent me my schedule, and it was basically like I would have to come there, be there for an hour, come back home, have like a 5-hour gap in my day, and then go back into work later on at night. Who was doing that, bro? And let me just say, like, I'm the type of person that's driven by passion. Like, I need to do things that I feel passionate about, or do things that I feel like will connect to my passion and will help it. So for me having to do all of this extra stuff and them not telling me this, and them specifically telling me in the interview, oh yeah, you'll be able to pick your shift either this time or this time, and then they throw me a schedule, and then they sent me a whole like script for me to memorize and say off to people and basically do sales, and I'm supposed to be going into public relations. I was like, bro, bye. When that first happened, I was low-key like, you know, this is a good thing. Like, I'm gonna take this time and I'm going to, you know, chill out, and I'm going to just enjoy being a graduate, because our entire lives we are in school. Like, this is the first time that I have ever had like seemingly nothing to do. So, and I know that once I start my career, there is not gonna come that time again. It's like you're gonna work for the rest of your life. So I was just like, you know what, on the bright side of things, I have some downtime. I'm gonna really enjoy this time to myself, to not have to push myself 24/7 to do all of these crazy things. Like, I'm gonna apply to jobs, but in the meantime, while I'm waiting to hear back, I'm just not gonna sweat it too much. I'm just gonna chill out. But then the chilling out turned into me just starting to feel extremely sorry for myself, because I was like, wow, like, I'm really a graduate and I don't have anything to do. And then I battled myself with the idea of like being a graduate and having a job that I could have got, bro. Anyways, like I was saying, I really battled myself and still kind of battle myself with the idea of being a graduate and getting a job that I could have had without a degree. Like, I feel like having a degree should one-up me in some type of way, and it's so hard for me to think of the concept of like, yeah, you just went to school for 4.5 years to make minimum wage. Like, no. So it's gotten to the point where my cousin was here and she was visiting me for a while, and during that time, you know, it was cool because I had somebody else here and we were going through the same thing, so it was all good. But after she left, it turned into me just like starting to isolate myself and being really alone. And I know that I've made videos about depression, a video about depression and anxiety before, and it's honestly something that is a process. Like, it's not gonna be like just because I came out with that video to say like I was doing better at that time. Like, different things can happen to trigger it, and that's why I wanted to specifically talk about post-grad depression, because a lot of people graduate and they seemingly try to appear like they're okay because, you know, they're trying to live life and go out and do all this different stuff to make it seem like they were okay. And I handle things differently. Like, when I'm feeling some type of way, I need to isolate myself. I don't want to see anybody. Like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I just want to be alone, because I just feel like I cannot bring that energy that I'm feeling to the table and put it on anybody else. So I just try to, like, you know, isolate myself, which really is not the right thing to do. Here are my tips in battling the post-grad depression feels for anybody that is going through it right now, or anybody that is going to potentially go through it once you graduate. Number one, create a daily routine for yourself. Even if you don't have to get up and do anything like on that specific day, I would just say make sure that you at least like get out of bed by a certain time and try to get up and have some type of structure, because the aspect of feeling like you have no structure to your life might make you feel, you know, more sad or more unhappy with the place that you are currently at. Number two, do not get weary of applying to a lot of jobs. You're going to apply to 1,000,001, and if you're like me and you live in a big city, it does make it a little more difficult, because there are God knows how many people applying for that same position as you. So just keep pushing, and know that if you don't get one position, it's okay, because somebody else will reach back out. And when the new person reaches out, it could potentially be something that is way better than the job that you were really gunning for. Like, you just never know what God has in his plans for you. Just try to trust that process, even though it's really difficult. Number three, and if you're like me, this one's gonna be really difficult, but be open to different opportunities. there are some things that seem as though they cannot benefit you and they cannot help you, but it could just be a foot in the door. And that's really the main thing about, you know, maneuvering through this job market when you're fresh out of college. You just want to make sure that you put yourself in a position to be marketable to more companies, and you can show that you've worked with other people, getting more references, learning more about other places that are out there. So just try to really be open to the different opportunities that might come your way that might not really fit the career path that you're trying to go down. Number 4, work on something that you didn't have time to do before. So for me, it's this YouTube channel. I never really had time to work on this while I was still in school and I was trying to, you know, just get out alive. So if you have this downtime after graduation, I would say put your energy into some type of project that makes you feel valuable. That'll help you get up every day, give you something to look forward to during your day when you do your daily routine. So just try something like that. And number 5, the thing that I struggle with, like I was telling you all before, don't block out your friends and family. So I tend to isolate myself and want to deal with things on my own because I don't necessarily like to open up to let everybody know my weaknesses in certain areas or that I'm going through certain things. But let your friends and family in and talk to them about those different things and how you're feeling about the topic. They could really help. They could get you out and, you know, do different things with you to make you get your mind off of the position that you're in. So I would just say be open to letting them in on some of the feelings that you're going through in that time. So some exciting news for me. On Thursday, I have a job interview. So I'm really excited about that because I apply to so many jobs and I just don't hear back from people, but I was really surprised about this one. Oh, that as another thing, don't be opposed to looking up internships. Look up paid internships because those could really be good and get your foot in the door and you will still get paid in the end. So nice resume builder. Might not be necessarily a career with benefits and all that stuff, but it is something nice to have to add to your resume and still make some money while you're doing it. So I'm not going to share, I don't want to speak too soon about where what company it is, but it is a really good PR firm in Chicago. I was actually super surprised to hear back from them, so I'm really excited. I'll let you all know how the interview goes. I'll even tell you if I don't get it because we're going to be completely transparent here. We're keeping it real with these people, right? Everyone, cross your fingers for me and hope that I get it. But that is my video on post-grad depression, life after college. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, if you just need a listening ear, I'm definitely here to talk and answer any more of your questions about how I've been dealing with this or what I think about life after college. So let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video, tell your friends, tell everybody that Kayla is here and she's posting these videos and she's giving y'all some gems and some motivation. Like, come on, y'all. I'll see y'all next time.